right, we are back. Midweek episode. RJ, how you been?
Been fantastic. How about yourself, Matt?
I'm doing great, man. So real quick before we jump into our topics today, last couple episodes have been huge. The one coming out Monday, October 20th, I think is Monday, is with the Head of Collectibles for Whatnot, talking about their new policy. Pretty straightforward policy. I think it's a good thing for the community. We'll let listeners decide, but a lot of great information from Eric from Whatnot. And then our past episode, if you haven't listened to it, it's not a sexy, exciting topic, but it's a pretty.
I think it is.
Well, you love this stuff. You know, RJ likes
another life. I was an accountant. So.
No. But we had Johnny, the sports card tax guy. He's found a niche in the trading card space. He lived in that world his entire life. Ended up being an accountant. Really good guy. The knowledge he dropped was. It was enough for us to say, check out the show notes and go follow Johnny. Really, really good episode. Again, it's a critical thing as you're trying to build a business wherever you're selling your cards, whether it's eBay, one of the live platforms, or elsewhere. Just protecting yourself and your finances. So give that one a listen to. And again,
yeah, man, seriously, no matter what, death and taxes, right? So
death and taxes.
Better to have somebody in your corner that's giving the information that you need, especially in such a unique reselling of collectibles, because there's collectible tax. So
and the beauty of if you reach out to Johnny and talk to him, you're not starting at zero. He knows the hobby. He knows and understands it. So really informative. And then again, the Whatnot episode comes out October 20th. We hope you give it a listen. Really good episode. Learned a lot there. But let's jump into our week, RJ.
Our week.
You wanted to talk about this the Cards Kings thing that's coming out with Topps. Give us an explanation there if you could.
So,
seriously though, give us an explanation.
So with the Three Kings, right? Some of you might have already seen this. It's kind of some shock waves through the industry, right? Topps itself is going to be giving the ultimate holy grail card, right, of a 1-of-1. So if you collect the Bowman First Superfractor autograph, the Topps Chrome Rookie Superfractor autograph, and the MLB Debut Patch autograph of one singular player,
right?
You can then go to them and they will verify that you are in possession and own all three cards, and in that right, you will then be received a custom Three Kings card, which is also a custom 1-of-1 of that player, image variations on it, and autographed by the player. So it's just a interesting way to really hone in on collecting the Superfractor 1-of-1 hard to get stuff that's already hard to get. And that's kind of what I'm leading to with this, Matt. It's like with the debut batches, they go back to 2023. So it really only already limits some stuff that's out there. But your Gunnar Hendersons and Corbin Carrolls could still be part of that, with, if you've seen it, Junior Camanero's was already, given out. Junior Caminero himself, gave it to the collector. That was kind of their whole, this is what we're doing now. So
that was the coming out party for this?
Yeah. So Junior Caminero is off the board here, but I'm just curious to see the shockwaves this will push through the market now is with Bowman First, right? Because Bowman First, if you guys have followed the show, my view is it's tough, right? Because you have to collect all of these kids essentially, right, that are coming up.
Yep.
And you don't know in 5-6 years they might pan out to something, and now you go back to your collection, you're like, all right, that was worth it. So it's going to drive value on a whole bunch of these superfractors that might be middling to low or who knows what. Or now it just allows Topps to go, hey, we already had 66 relief pitcher autographs in our last 2025 release. Now we can add 100, relief pitchers because maybe they'll get a debut patch. Maybe they'll, right?
Yeah.
Does this explode the amount of debut patches now? I'm just curious to see, how this is going to, just kind of come back on the resale and seller side. You'll probably go to, an eBay or a secondary market, and 1-of-1s now will have a 3x value on it, right? Just to kind of offset of hey, you need this. If a collector's got two and they've got to find the guy that's got the other one, what's that guy going to do? For you to get that Three Kings card, you now owe me, 5x, 7x times value on this.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of extortion, but what are you going to do, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's what some of the criticism is. I mean, these are monster cards to begin with. Getting a Corbin Carroll, for example, we're looking at our notes up here. 1-of-1's already, it's a big leap already, investment already. So now you're looking, okay, do I sit on this? Am I going to sell this card.
But what
if
does
I
it do
can-
for a little guy, right? Like it's some guy
Yep.
that got a debut patch and it got filtered in, but now, that's what's crazy about card value, right? It's like if they're good and playing well, card value's up, right? If they're not playing well, it's down. So it's just going to be interesting on some of those guys that are, like I said, are middling or low that might get a debut patch that then also have these as well that you're kind of like, is it going to, some guy named Rod McTodd or something like that gets a
Rod
debut,
McTodd.
right? Is it going to be now his card is just always going to be $20,000 because you need him just to get him?
Yeah, well, when you just said that, what's it going to do to the little guy? Well, now that if the little guy's sitting on the Corbin Carroll or the LE 101, he knows, oh, well, this is going to happen. I'm not going to be able to afford the MLB patch, but I certainly am going to drive my price up when Daddy Warbucks comes calling because he wants his three kings.
But do you only have one buyer now, which is that guy that's already got two to buy the one? Or now is the market like everyone else is going to be like, man, if I can get that card from him for 10, now I know that guy's going to need it and I'll give it to him for 15, right? Like, yeah, it's just going to, it's card wars, man. Card wars.
No, I'm here for it. I want to see how this plays out. Actually, I want to see, what happened with the junior. Have you seen anything else on that? You said that it's happened. Is it posted anywhere? Is it that person?
He had a video. Junior Caminero actually came out and presented him with the card and stuff.
The guy that got, nice.
Yeah. So, because he was showing essentially Junior Caminero the cards, and then he presented him with the card. And, it was kind of like the launch of what this is now. So I'm curious to see what's next, right? Because if they're doing this, then hey, if you get 3, king cards, now that gets you another a half one of one. I don't even know. Right? It's gonna be at some point where you need 3 cards to connect to create the
and then
key for the treasure box that's found. I don't even know.
You're right. It's like a quest.
Yeah.
And unlock the thing at the end. Now my question is, what is that? Well, now Caminero, what's that 3 kings? Any idea, speculation on what the thing's worth?
I don't know.
It's got to be huge, right?
Well, I mean, he just hit 40 plus home runs and stuff like that. But you know what? Next year, if he blows out his ACL and he's got 4 home runs,
Pokemon won't blows out his ACL as we've discussed before. Well, I hope that doesn't happen to him, but that's pretty unique. I guess you got to give it to Topps, creating another product that drives some excitement and some engagement. I know the criticism is that this kind of is isolated to some elitist collecting. People with money, I think, are be in the best position to secure this. But I tell you what, if I pull a one-on-one of a person, I think this chase or whatever this new product is kind of adds additional value because somebody's going to be looking for it. So.
No, actually, you put it side quest, like that's perfectly what it is, right? Because the main quest that when cards were originally created, right, was, hey, you want to get your favorite teams and players, and then you want to build the set. Yeah. Right. And the set was, there's no parallels, no, insertion, inserted numbers, all that stuff. It was just like you built the set of the 400 cards and like that was your goal. Now the goal is rainbow chases and 101s and 3 kings. And I have to have, I want all the relics on this. I want, so there's so many side quests that it's easy to get distracted from what you want as a collector. And that happens quite a bit, right? Like a couple of times I've had to go back to my collection and be like, what brings me joy? Because I got all of this stuff. But now, like, I don't want that stuff as much because I want to focus just on this player or this team or this brand of card or whatever it might be.
Yeah, no. Well, this is a good segue. You said 2 things that are a good segue into the next topic, which is something I did over the last week, diving into some AI. But you mentioned earlier, how are they performing? Card values going up. And then, so I put something to the test. So Polanco's been absolutely on fire for the Mariners, right? So as I was watching these games, I'm like, as I've said before, I look at eBay during games and say, I like that guy. During the season, Davis Schneider, I know I say his name way too much, but it was fun for me. It made watching the game a little different. Now his card value is not going to go anywhere. But somebody like Polanco, I thought, okay, what's his card, since playoffs started, has his card value gone up? So I took to AI. I used a platform called Perplexity, and I told it to give me the 5 players whose cards have increased in value the most over the last 2 weeks since basically playoffs started. We'll hit this quick because this is a pretty deep topic, but I had a little fun with this, basically trying to see if I was paying attention correctly. Polanco didn't show up on the list. Perplexity did a really good job. I actually cross-checked it with eBay to see if what it was telling me was correct. So if you disagree with me, go ahead and drop a comment. Maybe this thing was twisted. Ohtani is having I know what the answer is going to be, but he's having a terrible playoffs. Now, he can turn it back on in a second. We all know his cards over the last 2 weeks since playoffs started have grown 13.9% in value. Now, you mentioned it before we were talking, whether via text or whatever. It's Ohtani number one, and he's closer to being back in the World Series, winning another one, winning another MVP. So that makes sense. J-Rod's number two, Vlad Jr.'s 3, and then Contreras. Juan Contreras from the Brewers is 4. I guess it only gave me 4 players. Any of those surprise you?
No.
I wasn't surprised. I was surprised about Contreras, but
yeah, I could see that. But J-Rod was always like the next hope in Seattle, right? And like this was like the year that everyone's like, he's got to figure it out this year, or we got to give up on him, essentially.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, right? Like, as long as you have someone that can hit and play the position, like keep the dude around. But I get it, right? Like Seattle's to me, Seattle's a tough spot, right? Because even though they don't have much playoff longevity or experience with their teams, they've produced some of the greatest players of our modern era, right now. So
yeah, for sure. I wasn't surprised, but again, I was surprised about Polanco not being on it, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Well,
and then
I'm not surprised about it. Like Ohtani, like I said, exactly with those things, but at the same time, the dude still pitches, right?
Yeah.
So, granted, his first at bat in the playoffs was a home run. And then it's kind of been like a little,
it's kind of petered out.
But he did have an RBI,
last night.
Yeah. So,
and then I did the same thing with football. So I'll hit this one really quickly. I'm not surprised by this. There's one player that isn't on the list.
And I guess.
Yeah, go.
Tom Brady.
Yep. Number one was not Tom Brady. Jackson Dart, his card value is up 71%. I don't think anybody be shocked.
Yeah.
He was on the bench, and now he's starting. Puka is number 2 at 46% increase. Jordan Love at 29%. And Baker Mayfield, and I'm here for this, at 22% increase. And I say that because that poor guy was looking for a home for years, and now look at him. I think it's exciting to watch that dude play. The guy that I'm surprised about is Cam Scatterbo. I mean, that guy's insane. Have you watched that guy play?
No.
It's wild.
I'm still brushing up on my football.
Yeah. I've been dying. I know, I'm with you, but he's a lot of fun to watch. And obviously, we're here in Arizona, so he's a former Sun Devil, so obviously tracking him. But I was surprised because everybody, the card value when I'm trying to get it on eBay, it's going up quickly. So, all right, RJ, with that, let's bring it home with my favorite. My favorite. If you have to grab it while I'm introducing you, but the card of the week was this gigantic or something? Whip out. Last time it was a big glove, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, that was for the wall, my wall. This is this is a little bit of a twofer.
Oh,
all right. I opened a couple boxes of currency cards back in the day, and the whole, instead of redemptions for autographs of people, right, like baseball players, all this stuff, basketball players, redemption was cryptocurrency. So I finally got my redemption card in, and I just wanted to share it with you.
Yeah.
So they give you essentially 2 cards, right? So it's a whole process that you have to submit your card. And I sent this thing off because you first verify your number, online, and then they want you to physically send the card in to them so they can match it, because they are giving you money, because the redemption card is currency, right? It is Bitcoin, or it's, ETH, or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So I sent it in, like signature verification, and make sure it got there, all that stuff, because it's literally sending money through the mail. So they finally sent it back to me. They sent me a letter and said, hey, here it is. Here's your card, your wallet that we're going to fund. But now you have to let us know that you received it, so that we know that it did not just disappear in the mail. So it's a whole process. I hats off to Cardsmiths on this, but it was intense, but at the same time, pretty cool. So this is actually the card that they give you.
Yeah, we'll put this up on the screen. But
So this is what the redemption card looks like when you get it. Like on the back, you would scratch it off, and it would tell you what you won. But this one just says on the top, it says redeemed. So like they actually give you a card back since you submitted in that redemption card of like, hey, you're redeemed. And this is the ballot wallet that they send you. So this will be essentially what I call them, or not call them, but I reach out to them, and they will then load this. And then I'm allowed to use this however I want to fund whatever cryptocurrency wallet I have. So I think it's just kind of crazy that like you get essentially a two spot in it, right? Like you get one that you can keep and actually use to fund, and then you get one as like, hey, you did it, you got one. That's
kind of a wild little deal there. Cardsmith does, they're produced nice. The cards are quality.
Yeah. It's you can always tell with like a Chrome product right on the thickness and the quality of the content. That's why I really like the Marvel cards. Like those feel thicker than some of the other Chrome that we kind of come across. Like they just feel heavy. Like you're like holding like weight. I love that.
Yeah. No, that's good stuff. Well, card of the week. There it is. Cardsmith's products. We're definitely impressed with that. And good for you for finally getting your currency.
I know it is. It's 0.1 ETH. So I think what is that right now? Like 300. So essentially, or $3,000 or whatever it might be. So it's $300. When I originally scratched it off, it was like 225s.
Already making money.
And
you know what that coin's not going to do? It's not going to tear its ACL.
That's right.
Value.
And actually, it's even insane. If you fund this wallet and you don't redeem it, it can actually be worth more because collectors want it to have it retained. Because once the coin is on here, right, it's on there. Like
it's done.
It's up to you to transfer it to wherever you want. So.
Yeah. Well, there you go, folks. This is the midweek episode. Appreciate you listening as always, and drop your comments and tell us what we're doing.
All right, keep it easy.
Thanks for listening to Behind the Breaks. We appreciate you being here with us and helping us grow this community. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.
Make sure to like, follow, or subscribe, and we'll see you for the next one.